Good day, everyone. I'm coming to you today from my mother-in-law's lovely garden. We're here visiting today, so I thought I'd sneak out and just get some quick little video. I'm over by the little side yard. She lives on a pond, what's like lake size, but we call them ponds here. And I'm actually by the little side yard where the old clothesline is, although the clothesline is still used. But see all the lovely old moss. And of course this Rosa rugosa smells like heaven. This is also a very Cape Cod plant, the Rosa rugosa. And the rose hips from this make amazing rose hip jam. And so you can see we're on the pond. And I can't get over how amazing her yuccas are doing this year. Look how, I'll come around the back here. Look how tall these flowers are. See if I set this down here, if I can stand next to it. I don't have my tripod with me today, so I have no idea if I'm going to even be in this shot. But see how tall they are? Aren't they beautiful? I have to excuse my wellies. I don't normally wear them when I go visiting, but because my mother, look how beautiful ginkgo tree, because my mother is such an avid gardener, when I come here I always have my wellies in the boot of the car because I know I'm going to end up going out and maybe helping with stuff or seeing if I can take some cuttings. Oh yes, look at there, some more of those by the birdhouse. And the daylilies are blooming. Looks like the grass was just cut. They had to have some trees removed recently. Oh, this is funny. This is an old... the good thing about New Englanders, Puritans, is we know how to pinch a penny. So I remember when this tree that this bench is sitting on was actually a tree. And this bench was a swing that hung from this tree. And I'd say probably maybe even 15 years ago, I would still sit in this swing and watch the pond. But since then they had to have the tree taken down because it had gotten borers, and the old swing just became a bench. Industrious. And sometimes we have fires down here. But yes, you can see down here. This is their little dock on the pond. This is a fun little pond for swimming. Obviously it's fresh water, so different than swimming at Bunny Hall. Oh, and I just scared a bunny. My sister-in-law's kayak on the dock. But it's a nice overcast day. On here, if I look back to a section of the house, this is the little back deck and terrace. This is a beautiful weeping cherry, but of course it flowered in springtime. Oh, this is new, this little heron statue. That's sweet. That wasn't here last time with some lovely heucheras. So this is a nice mature garden. Oh, Lonnie sees me. Here we have some lovely plantings on the deck, climbing vines, some veg. Of course, just as I do, her houseplants get to take a little summer holiday outside in the summer. Lonnie, silly girl, you gonna come with me? And this statue here is actually in memoriam of Bob, the old bobtail cat, Maine Coon cat. That was a family member for, gosh, I think that cat lived over 20 years. And my mother-in-law used to have a big vegetable garden here, but about 5 years ago, she took it down and turned it more into the lawns and other things because the trees around here were getting too big. When she originally had it, the trees were rather small, and not wanting to get rid of these beautiful evergreens, she just turned it into more of a shade garden. But there's the old pump from when it was the veg garden. But it's nice to stand under here, under the shade. Oh, and there you can see the neighbors have their little boats out on their beach. This is a sweet little bench. What's funny is this bench, which looks like it's on its last legs, used to sit on the outside of the fence of the vegetable garden because obviously we have to fence veg gardens here because we have so many deer and rabbits. If we come along this bit of the side, oh, I love. Now, these big pine trees, like this tree here, see how vast? And this one, which has amazing cones. These are family Christmas trees. Every year, although we've kind of stopped doing it the last few years, and last year we weren't allowed to have Christmas, but usually at my mother-in-law's house, we'd get a live tree. It would be in the living room or the main sitting room with in a pot, and then at the end of the year, you'd plant it. So this one's probably from a Christmas 20 years ago, but look how amazing. Look at the size of those cones. Are they beautiful? And this is a beautiful clematis, but my mother's always cursing it because I forget the variety that this is, but the birds eat it and it spreads everywhere, but sometimes it finds a good spot, and I think she's letting it vine up this pine tree because it'll be pretty when it's full of white flowers, and then you have the flowers in late summer into autumn, and then these beautiful cones will be fattening up. Then as we come around, oh, the hydrangea's doing well, and there's that Cape Cod blue. See how amazing the blue gets in here, and just as I do, even though these verbascums, this tall yellow flower is considered a weed here, we keep them. They grow them intentionally in England, and I've seen them in country gardens, gardens and country houses. So I always let mine grow and seed because I think they're beautiful. And this is a stone wall that's by part of the house. There's the little chicken house in the distance. The sad thing is my mother-in-law hasn't had chickens for the last couple of years because normally they go to Florida, and my sister-in-law didn't want to take care of them any longer, but now that they've been stuck here, she's considering getting some again. I may lend her some of mine when they get bigger. I love this little side porch. This is off my mother-in-law's bedroom. So it has a little private door that leads out here, and with lovely ferns. And I love this little statue. There used to be a tree here, but it got boars and had to be cut down, and I think what she's done in place of it with this beautiful collection of pots and statue and bird bath. Oh, and these old bunnies, these are actually from Bunny Hall as well, because of course my mother-in-law grew up at Bunny Hall, and when the original bunny passed, she took quite a few of the little bunny statues to bring here to her garden. So you can see how the stone wall goes along. Some beautiful heuchera and some iris that is finished blooming. Chairs sitting out to enjoy the sun. I love those pots in front of the door there. So yes, I just wanted to get some shots. Like, I love this, the thyme by the stone trough, and the echinacea and the hostas leading up the old brick path to the front door. I couldn't show everything in one go, but we're here and I just thought I'd sneak out and get some shots. So let's head over to the chicken house. This is another great little spot to sit here in the shade. Oh, and here's we call these money plants. See, they have these beautiful seed heads, and these get clear. You can see the seeds in them, and they look like coins, so they've been called money plants for years. And this little shade garden is actually something my sister-in-law started a few years ago. So this is the path to the chicken house. So basically my mother-in-law has my chicken house ideals. Our chicken house and our chicken run is really hideous right now, but it's still a work in progress. I've been trying to make it over, and now that I'm doing the extra fortifications with chicken wire and such, I think I'm going to really try to plant it up a lot more. Oh, and I love this. She's just using this as a decoration. But see this old stone, that's an old stone waterer for chickens that she used to have in their farm in Maine. But see, I love how adorable is their chicken house. And if you come around here, this is a little side. This used to be a herb garden, but now I think my sister-in-law has just been using it for a combination of shrubs and herbs. Here's there's all sorts of little lovely spots like this that you just want to sketch or paint. Here's the edge of the chicken house with the old chicken wire, the watering cans, and the rusting old chair, and the vining rows. And look, even here, tomatoes ready to eat. And that beautiful hellebore is still flowering next to my sister-in-law's influence, the Buddha head. And I think this is sweet since they haven't had chickens for a couple of years. She's added little chicken statues. Looks like there's some chamomile growing in the old chicken feeder. But it's just sweet little vignettes like that. Another bit of my sister-in-law's little herb combo garden by the chicken house. And I think I see another one of her Buddha heads. If we can slip through here. Yes. Hidden amongst the flowers. This is another little small outbuilding. Oh, I know, I wanted to hop into my mother-in-law's nice potting shed to show a cute little setup that I like. Oh, and look how beautiful this. I've always loved this pot, but she's just put a Japanese maple in, an Acer in this year. So now in this little bit of the potting shed, I love this because there's this old sink, which I would love to have in the kitchen. But the old sink, and isn't this just sweet? The hat, the old radio, the old picture. It's actually an old picture of my husband's brother when he was young. I think that was taken either at Bunny Hall or in Maine, I can't remember. But this is such a sweet little setup for potting and putzing and dreaming. And if you turn over here, one of the windows looks out on the pond. And the door is this lovely old knocker, which actually she purchased at my shop I owned years and years ago. So that was just a quick little tour of some of my mother-in-law's garden. I love this old wooden wheelbarrow, which they still use to bring wood to the house. And this ginkgo tree is doing really well. Oh, and the little strapped evergreens. Well, hope you enjoyed this little moment of me sitting and enjoying some fun time here at my mother-in-law's. I figured I'd bring my camera and try to get a shot, so now I can go off and enjoy the garden. So I've got my wellies on. I'll probably go take some cuttings, and maybe we'll end up going for a swim before the end of the afternoon. So thanks for joining me today, and remember, stay creative. Cheers.